Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are on day 24 and we talk about the early Christians. I think Matthew kind of paints a very clear picture in his description of what I think oftentimes we think of the early Christians, the first few hundred years of Christianity, of thinking it was perfect and things were going along and everyone was happy, but it was tough. It was tough to be Christian it's always tough to be Christian, let's be honest. But it was illegal then. Not only was it difficult to love that way, but it was also illegal to love that way. I get, people make assumptions about me as a Catholic priest, but also because of the clerics that I wear or the vestments that I am comfortable wearing or whatever. And people will say things like, "Oh, Father, you just want the church to go back to the 1950s." And that couldn't be farther from the truth. I don't want the church to go back to the 1950s. In the 1950s, as I understand it, as my parents and grandparents would describe to me, there was a level of Catholic culture or just Christian culture that there was expectations that went along with that. Expectations that you went to Mass on Sunday, expectations that you dressed properly for Mass, expectations that you didn't eat meat on Fridays, expectations that you didn't use the Lord's name in vain. Now, I'm not saying that everyone did it perfectly in the 1950s, but there was, according to my parents and grandparents, a cultural expectation that people live a certain way and act a certain way. It was probably, I think, a little bit easier to live a Christian life in the 1950s, and it wasn't as probably the same kind of effort as it takes now. I don't want the church to go back to the 1950s. I want to experience the church in the year 50. Right? To be baptized was to risk death. To be baptized was to have to live a totally different life than true secular paganism. Right, that was difficult. We hear all these Christians that were fed to lions or decapitated or all these crazy things. Most Christians in the United States, I don't think, are in fear of having their heads chopped off. I don't think most Christians in the United States are in fear of someone being able to physically harm them just simply because they're Christian. Our names might be smeared. People might make fun of us. They might say unkind things about us. But I still think that there is still enough, respect for Christianity and, just cultural way of law that you can't do that kind of stuff. And so there's still a level of comfort involved with being a Christian in 2025. The Christian church was not perfect in 50 AD. The Christian church was not perfect in 1950 AD. The Christian church is not perfect in 2025 AD. In all three, though, deeper conversion is necessary. Deeper conversion was necessary in the 50 AD. Deeper conversion was necessary in 1950. And absolutely deeper conversion is necessary right now in 2025 AD. Matthew has this great line. He says, "The renewal that the church and the world so desperately need at this moment in history will happen in this way. You and I will abandon the illusion of control and to surrender our hearts to Jesus." With comfort can come a level of feel of control. Right? Any one of us can not only have air blowing on us in the car, but a lot of us can also have it coming up through the seat. We can not only have heat coming from the car, we can actually have the seat itself warming us from both sides, right? That's a level of control for comfort. And it can be an illusion. Right? Have I surrendered those things to the Lord? The renewal that the whole world wants to see. That's why everyone is so caught up in politics. They want to see renewal in the world. It comes from a good place, regardless of where they fall in politics. It comes from a very good place. They want to see renewal in the world. The renewal that the world so desperately needs is the conversion of heart of you and me. I pray that this Eucharistic consecration can be that for you. Be the change the world needs right now. God bless you.